So Senator Lindsey Graham is a pretty loathsome person. We've talked about him before. Never met a war you didn't like. And also seems like he really wants to suck up to President Donald Trump. So now he recently defended these detention facilities even after he went on a tour with Vice President Mike Pence to a facility in Texas. Now, while he was there, he saw the conditions that existed. The conditions were terrible. And yet, nonetheless, he decided, no, I don't think these conditions are terrible. In fact, I like what I saw. And he's going to go on Fox News and he's going to defend it. Let's take a look.
What did I see? A system about to break. I saw brave men and women who are doing an incredible job under difficult circumstances, and I'm going to introduce a resolution next week praising them, the men and women of the Border Patrol and their allies. I saw 900 illegal immigrants that were captured for coming into our country illegally, housed in detention facilities that was meant for 385, so they had to put a tent in the back. What I saw is a bunch of people have been here before, broke the law before, and we're not going to let them go. I don't care if they have to stay in these facilities for 400 days. We're not going to let those men go that I saw. It would be dangerous. And I also saw that 60 different nations are sending people here illegally. We caught people from Iran, Syria, every place in the world. They're coming through our border.
Yeah, they're coming from Bangladesh as well, right?
Bangladesh,
yeah,
yes.
Bangladesh, you've got the Middle East. So
you see that now? Scary Middle Easterners. Oh, look at how many Middle Easterners we got. We got them from Syria. We got them people from Bangladesh. Scary. Oh, these are the people that we're holding in the camp. We're not holding children in there. Oh, no. You guys are wrong. No, it's not the children. It's the scary Middle Easterners and old men. That's a complete fabrication. I mean, really. So now, of course, aside from all the lies and the BS about, of course, who we're keeping in there, and by the way, it doesn't make sense for people from the Middle East to go down to Central America and try to claim asylum through our border. That's ridiculous. Most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. But as far as, okay, you know who wins when we keep those people in facilities? Private prison corporations. So that's why Lindsey Graham's like, oh, yeah, I'd keep them there for 400 days. Yeah, that's because your donors in the private prison industry make a lot of money off that. Again, remember, it's about, $775 per person per day to keep these migrants in these detention centers, right? So a lot of these are run by CoreCivic and Geo Group. I did the story about that. And where's all that money going? They don't have beds. They don't have beds. And the administration has argued that they don't have, or they shouldn't have access to toothpaste or soap. Oh, no. So somebody's making a lot of money here, right? But again, listen to the reasoning as well from Lindsey Graham. I mean, look at all those people. They're in here. I've seen them before. I mean, they broke. Really? You went through and you saw every single person by memory. That, oh, I remember seeing this guy before in this detention. Did you really? He is so full of crap. But no, the reasoning is, well, they broke the law. I mean, they came over the border, they broke the law. Okay, well, for one, seeking asylum is 100% legal. I don't understand how every Republican seems to completely ignore the legality of being able to cross the border to seek asylum. You have to be in the United States. You have to be at a port of entry in order to seek asylum. And it's not just either or, it's and. Either of those work. So that's the legal way of doing this. But everybody seems to ignore that. But of course, I'm going to give a response of, oh, but Jeff, not everybody's seeking asylum. Some of those people might actually have been crossed the border, right? Okay, well, look, here's the thing is, in order to judge those cases, you need to have judges. And instead of doing that, we have spent more money, without congressional approval, by the way, to build, to just lock more people up, to open up 3 new detention centers in the South. Places that were formerly prisons that were so bad, the conditions were so bad in one of them that there were literal riots. Now we're placing the migrants in there. Look, what the Trump administration, and my overall point is, what they're doing, what Lindsey Graham is defending, is actually unlawful. It is against international law. And they justify that by talking about the scary Middle Easterners and the men that are there. And, oh, no, I've seen these people before. They're criminals, right? And they're illegal. They're criminals. It's absurd. And by the way, not at all true. You know what Mike Pence did when he was there, right? He actually spoke to 2 children. Not grown men. These were children at one of the facilities. And those children said, look, we walked 2 to 3 months to just reach the United States. We took that, we went that entire distance. We walked that pretty much by ourselves. And now we're here, and yet we're in this detention center, and they're screaming about how we're illegal, and they're mistreating us. I mean, there are women, there are children. Yes, there are also men that are making this journey. And yet you've got horrible people like Lindsey Graham who will then go on Fox News and they'll lie about who these people are. Call them scary Middle Easterners, right? And people that have broken the law. When in reality, it was Donald Trump that made crossing the border more than a misdemeanor, made it a felony, made it a criminal offense, and has led to this horrific treatment and the imprisonment of tens of thousands of migrants that shouldn't be in prison. Oh, what are you saying? We just let them go? The people that have claimed asylum, around 90% of them go back to court to adjudicate their cases. 90%. So yeah, let them go. Let them go into the care of their families, and then they will return to court so that we can figure out whether or not their asylum claims are actually true. That is the system that we used to do. But under President Trump, unfortunately, we have abandoned that system, and we have led to full criminalization because the whole point here is to drive people away, to make sure that they don't come into the country, and for the ones that are already here, to make the stay as horrible as possible, because the cruelty is the point. These people in the Trump administration and those who defend it are monsters. Hey guys, hopefully you enjoyed that free video. Now I'm going to have to ask you a favor. Between the demonetization and the YouTube algorithm messing around with view counts, etc., we're having a hard time adjusting to the new YouTube reality, which is where you guys come in. See, we have a Patreon, patreon.com/TYTNation, set up to help us rely on you guys, the viewers, instead of big corporate ads. Look, you know the show. You know I'm not in favor of big corporations anyway. So help us transition away from relying on the ad model to pay the bills and sign up to be a patron, patreon.com/TYTNation. That goes a long way to help us keep the lights on. And you guys will know that you're supporting independent progressive media.